Welcome into East River Soccer Complex, everybody, where the Rams take on the St. Andrews Knights.
St. Andrews' number looks a little bit low. Although they have 11, they only have 12 in total.
Rams have forfeited their last 5 matches. They're wearing the dark blue and St. Andrews in the black, going left to right. Now a goal kick.
Farah's going to be a big part of this game like she was the rest. She has to come big in goal. I expect nothing less now since she's given 30-plus shots on goal each game.
Yeah, Farah, one of the better goalkeepers that Bluefield has had, and brought in there as a makeshift role because of an injury earlier in the season. Well, St. Andrews has yet to score a goal this year. Just hasn't been the best season for the Rams. A lot of bad luck. Michael Callahan, a first-year head coach, not really given the best situation, brought in as a head coach right before the season started. Now in the box. And the Rams with a chance in the attacking third. So right now on the year, the Rams are 0-12, 0-10 in conference. Just a couple of lopsided scores, but you can understand that when they play with 2 players down. Now the cross. And now it'll be a goal kick. Then on the flip side for St. Andrews, they come into this game 0-5 or 0-5 in the AAC and 0-6 in conference. Now a long run. Going in the back, that's a good play by the Bluefield defender.
Chelsea Ford is a really good center back for the team. She actually doesn't usually play center back. She's more of a center mid, but she's definitely taken on the role and done it really well with her injuries she's had herself.
Farah able to punch it away. Rams on a break. Pressure down of bounds, another throw in.
Bluefield can really contest in this game. They use their outside speed of Madison Stokes at outside back. She played there all last season, and she definitely dominated in that position. They had to find her on the outside to give her some space on the field. I think it'd be really productive for us.
Another kick in the air. Throw in Bluefield. Long boot in the air. And running up to get it for St. Andrews, their goalkeeper. A long run for Caitlin Amos. Pressure down of bounds. A good solid play by the Bluefield defense, but a throw in coming up. Nice play on the line by Madison Thrasher.
Coach Michael really decided to lock down this back line with 4 upperclassmen of our team and just to make St. Andrews work for this goal.
And that's got to be tough for Bluefield, even harnessing any sort of upperclassmen, because this is a very young team. Into the box again and knocked away. Rams trying to run it down. They clear it. And a throw in for St. Andrews. Clock now down to 38:09 in the first half. Had the men's game for you right after this. St. Andrews coming from Laurinburg, North Carolina, an area that was unfortunately pummeled by the hurricane. Hurricane Florence, that is. This match rescheduled. We thought we were going to have to play in Beckley today, but field looks all right enough to play here in Bluefield, Virginia at East River Soccer Complex. Now a drive for St. Andrews. In the middle of the pitch, right footer. Wide right and a goal kick for Schweers.
It can be a tough game for Bluefield with being 2 numbers down, but if they can find a sort of possession, keep the ball out wide to make their midfielders for St. Andrews pinch out, it could be beneficial for Maddie Thrasher to get in.
Yeah, to say the least, Cynthia, it really is a rebuilding year for Bluefield. For the Rams to play 2 players down, it's the odds are stacked against them every game. Now here's Stokes. Good pass up. Rams are just struggling to get the ball past the midfield. Caitlin Amos stepping up on the near side. Taylor Bryant.
Great step by Kamara Cook.
Amos passes. At a roll out of bounds and a throw in for Bluefield. Knocked away. Graham can't race down. Now Maddie Stokes.
Maddie Stokes is really going to have to work this sideline to get some plays down the field.
And you can tell the field is just muddy as Maddie Castro is taking it into the box, and another great defensive play for the Rams. That time stepping up for Bluefield before the threat could happen. It was Chelsea Ford. So now to be a corner kick. First corner kick of the match taken by either team. Now with 36:24 left to go in the first half. Over the goal, and now it'll be a goal kick. Rams have had no breaks in this match so far. 10.5 minutes elapsed here in East River. Maybe something developing for Bluefield.
It's a great ball.
Good lofted pass. Now Stokes on a break. Raises the ball back. That's out. Stokes calls for it. It'll be a throw-in for Bluefield. Loose in the box. No chance for the Rams.
It's a great ball to Chelsea Ford to switch the play.
Another roller. Thrasher trying to chase it down. 33 minutes and 35 seconds. A throw in for St. Andrews. So, Cynthia, that was the best offensive look Bluefield's had all match.
You know, it just takes from switching the point of attack. Kamara had nothing but the outside to play, and Maddie Stokes, like I said, last year, she made those beautiful runs for me just to find the flank, and she can do that every time. Got to give her a breather once in a while with 9 players, but she can definitely do that more. Great possession for Bluefield out the back, just to keep the ball under pressure.
Rams trying to fight it off, and they do.
Bluefield's throw-in.
Another Ram throw-in. Now another whistle. Rams retain possession. 31:48 left to go.
You know, there's 2 different types of pressure as a defender. You have controlled pressure and then uncontrolled pressure. And this is what St. Andrews is given right now. They're not really dinging passes around, trying to find through balls. They're more kicking it long and just hoping for the best. And that's something Bluefield can definitely obtain and control.
Not the best throw-in. Delaney Graham stuck up her leg there and popped it loose. Still a muddy pitch. Caitlin Amos on the sprint. Cutting back middle. Murillo knocked away. Chelsea Ford. Good play on the defensive line. Loose in the box again. St. Andrews still threatening. Amos over the post. Well, a few feet shorter. That might have been the first goal of the year for St. Andrews, but instead a goal kick for Forrest Schweers. Now a whistle. Have to do the goal kick again. Rams playing in their first match in nearly a month after all of those forfeits. You got to think, Cynthia, that they're just excited to be back out on the field in East River.
Definitely. Like, talking to the girls, we have parents coming in for this weekend for senior night. They're excited to get a game under their belt before playing this Saturday. It's a big game for 2 of our seniors. We got Kamara Cook on the field with another senior, Maddie Atkins, which will be another number for Bluefield. It's very exciting just to see the girls still pushing hard and fighting through this season.
Speaking of fights, St. Andrews in the box. Is that a foul? No.
It's another great play by Chelsea Ford, just to get a foot in there.
So Chelsea Ford saving Schweers from the opportunity to make another save, but it will be a corner kick for St. Andrews.
I mean, this is another girl that I'm telling you is very excited. Her parents are coming from Australia to see her play for 2 weeks.
Wow.
So it's just an exciting week for her.
Corner for the Knights. Pushed away by Schweer, still loose, and she corrals it. I can hear the oohs and ahs of the St. Andrews men's team watching on the bleachers near side. And that was nearly the first goal of the season for St. Andrews. And, well, both of these teams haven't scored, and you can kind of expect it because Bluefield is playing with 2 people down. But St. Andrews is playing at full strength right now, and that's why they've been able to control the offensive possession.
Definitely. They have more numbers in the midfield, which is really hard for Maddie Thrasher by herself to control. She's trying to get into attack like you see now, but the midfield's wide open when she does.
Now a throw in for St. Andrews. 28 minutes, 14 seconds left to go in this first half. Throw in Rams. Thrasher now stolen away by the Knights. Lots of speed on the break. Maddie Castro over the head of Graham. Knights still in possession. Mayo rolls it wide, and now it'll be a corner kick, or rather a goal kick for Bluefield. Throw in Knights. Got a full week ahead here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Tomorrow, volleyball. Of course, we got men's soccer after this match today. And then Saturday, Rams hitting the road on the gridiron as that one is launched on a bounce straight to far Schweers. That'll be an audio-only broadcast as the Rams take on a ranked team in Cumberland this Saturday in Kentucky. Back on the pitch now, 26 minutes, 4 seconds left to go. Still in the first half between the Bluefield College Rams and the St. Andrews Knights. Both teams desperate for a win, and that is an understatement. Kenzulak. Cross, and Chelsea Ford pops it back. Kenzulak ranges out to get it. Still the attacking third for St. Andrews. Another cross. Right footer. Saved by Schweers.
Bluefield right now is trying to meet their attack at their defensive half, but that's not what we should be doing. We should be trying to absorb the attack and save our legs to try to squeeze in the numbers that we have and make it hard for them to find passes.
A lot of pressure on Schweers, and that's for sure. Rams haven't been able to muster up an attack because they just don't have as many players on the field. Through ball. Flag comes up. Schweers makes the save anyway. So I'm not sure why the play was never stopped because the flag came up before Kenzulak took a shot with her left foot. Out of bounds, another throw in for the Knights. This was a highly contested matchup a season ago, Cynthia. You were a part of it. Knights ended up winning that one 1-0. And then in the AAC tournament, the Rams went back and won 3-1.
Yeah, the first game 1-0. I actually got taken out at halftime, wasn't able to go back in. The 3-1, I think all seniors really wanted to push through their first conference win and get that as a team. That game we played really, really great. Knocked the ball around. We also had a lot of numbers and subs to come in and off the bench. Maddie Stook scored that game. I believe Megan scored 2 that game. It was just a great game all around. We can do the same here. It's the same team. We have to fight through it. We have a lot of diversity on this team and a lot of skill. It's hard to see with 9 players, but I feel like we can get the win on this game.
Throw in for Bluefield. Yeah, the Rams ended up going 6-11-1 last season. Won against St. Andrews in the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament, but then lost to the eventual champion in Bryan College. Meandering around the defense. Well, St. Andrews just has more bodies. Chelsea Ford steps up. Now a break for the Knights. Going 1-on-3. Zulek lost the ball. Now rolling wide. A good chance for St. Andrews developing here. Another throw in for the Knights.
I mean, unlike our last couple of games, this is a pretty game. It feels good outside. The wind's blowing. I think at halftime, a couple girls that have Under Armour on is going to take it off.
Yeah, I was meaning to ask you, as another shot is ripped wide, it'll be a goal kick for Schweers. Do you prefer a day game or a night game? You personally?
I personally prefer a night game.
Really? Why is that?
I mean, it's just the adrenaline rush with you being under the lights and you have all the focus on you, you feel. Especially during August, September, it's really hot outside. You get that cool breeze, no sun in your eyes. I personally like night games.
Well, today, as we start to enter the midst of fall, kind of warm out. As what we saw a couple of days ago, it was in the 40s. Slipping up in the back. St. Andrews still maintaining possession. Here comes Bluefield, though.
It's a great ball by Kamara Cook. Maddie Thrasher coming on the sideline.
Cross, just wide. The pass was there. Rams just weren't telegraphing each other on the chance. And some frustration on the near side for Camaro Cook. Now a throw in for St. Andrews. 21 minutes, 5 seconds left to go.
Great ball.
Huge ball.
Farr's coming off her line. It's a great read by Farr in the back.
Sprinting all the way down. That was Sarah Kranz. If she would have ranged enough to get that, that would have been one-on-one with Farr Schweers, but instead the goalkeeper for Bluefield stepping up and making this competitive. Ball goes over the touchline, another throw-in. St. Andrews 0-6 and the Rams 0-12. So both teams haven't been able to play as much. The Rams, of course, have had to forfeit. But St. Andrews, dealing with that hurricane, they have not played enough this year. Long break for Brandy Dean. Here's Dean. Camaro Cook matched up with her. Here's the double team. Dean with the left foot. Graham bumps off for her and is cleared out by Chelsea Ford, ranging that right leg back and flowing the ball through. Here's Graham. Bouncing to Schweers again. Oh, the Knights are going to have to get a bit more creative if they're going to get it past the Bluefield keeper.
Just seeing her come out in the last play just shows how comfortable she's grown into being in that box and just the replays. Before, she never used to do that, but now she's really grown as a keeper. I think Finn, for the guys' teams, has been working with her. Just her comfortability in the box is improving.
Yeah, Schweers actually a defender for Bluefield coming into this season. And then after an injury, she was thrown into goalkeeper as just on a whim. And I don't know if you ask her. She says she doesn't like it as much, but she's the best option Bluefield has now. That'll be a goal kick. Still 0-0, 19 minutes left to go. Whistle, and now a free kick coming up for Bluefield. Or rather, it's going to be for St. Andrews, as all the Knights are starting to load up in the box. St. Andrews has controlled the chances so far in this match. Rams have had a couple of breakaways, but they haven't been able to matriculate anything. Here's Graham. Slicing past defenders. The pass knocked away. St. Andrews still ranging out for the ball. Long bounce, and Schweers snares it again. Well, the Knights certainly are letting it rip early on in this game, and Caitlin Amos, that was another shot for the Knights. $17:27 left to go. Another long touch, flag coming up. And now it'll be a goal kick.
Center ref a little slow with his whistle for the girls.
Right. Now that flag comes up and everybody in the world, or at least everybody here, sees it and the play just keeps going on.
It's frustrating as a defender because that's the extra 20 yards your legs can get back.
Right. Clock is rolled down now to 16:35. It'll be a free kick for Bluefield. Pinballing at midfield. Another good ball, and Schweers just ranges to the right to get it. Rolling down now to 15:54.
Although Bluefield's not getting many options that they would want to have, you got to think this game is going better than the rest. A lot of times, Bluefield's getting scored on a lot earlier than they are.
Right. And you can tell that this is an even match, even with the Rams being 2 players down. St. Andrews not having as much talent as they did maybe last year where they were able to beat the Rams 1-0.
Definitely, St. Andrews has lost a lot of players that I played against last year. Very quality players coming from all around the world. I mean, it's lucky for Bluefield.
Long free kick. What a beauty. Just bouncing right. Now a goal kick. That's one of the better balls we've seen from the Knights.
That's a pretty ball. We got lucky with that one. We had numbers, but we didn't follow our marks, which is one of our downfalls that we had last year also.
14:53 left to go in this first half. Madison Stokes, can she sprint across midfield and get something going for Bluefield? Gets past Dean. Rolls it back. And you can hear Michael Callahan on the Bluefield bench. Can we keep it? And I think that's something the Rams haven't been able to do, is control possession.
Great ball.
Another long pass to Thrasher. Rolls just out of bounds, and now a throw in for St. Andrews.
When Bluefield does win possession, they need to try to keep it. We keep trying to force it back into the midfield, where St. Andrews' numbers are up 3-1 half the time. We got to spread that field out. Find Maddie Stokes on the outside, find Thrasher on the other outside. Both quality players that can get around the defender easily.
You know, it also seems like the Rams just have to be patient. And what they're trying with these offensive possessions is trying to find St. Andrews falling asleep. And they just can't get past them.
Patience to me is one of the hardest things to learn in soccer. You might see a gap, but it honestly might not be the right time to play it if the other side of the field isn't moving up with you. It's really hard to play those balls through like Chelsea Ford is trying to do with limited numbers.
Another good pass. Madison Stokes sprinting back. Clears it. And the ball rolls straight to Caitlin Amos. Amos slicing. Left footer. Dean can't get the boot on it. Ball rolled awkwardly off of the kick. Now Graham rolls it wide. Still a shot. Back with Amos. Knocking the ball around in that box, and Bluefield comes up without letting up his score. Here's Graham, though. Nobody's there, and it's cleared away by Camaro Cook. Rolling down to 12.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Amos. Cross. And snatched up by Farrah Schweers. Bounced right into the keeper, and that was one of the better presses we've seen from St. Andrews in this game. Now for Bluefield, they don't have the numbers, but still have momentum, and a throw-in for the Rams. One of the better chances for the Rams starting to develop now with under 12 minutes left to go before halftime. And a men's game right after this, but can the Rams or the Knights score their first goal of the year? Rolling loose. Rams have yet to test the keeper in this one, Liz Garner. Throw in for Bluefield. The Rams playing two players down, only have two in the box. There are four Knights. Cross. Garner catches it. That left foot was on the back line. Another long ball. Flag coming up. And you won't waste any time with the whistle that time. Now free kick for Bluefield with 10:54 left to go.
St. Andrews is seeming to try to find Bluefield caught in possession, caught in transition. And that time it almost worked. She got maybe off by a foot of Chelsea Ford's. I mean, I believe in Chelsea Forest to catch her, but that's one of their better attackers that were going 1-to-1 with Farah.
Now a chance for the Rams here. Clock rolling down to 10.5 minutes left to go. St. Andrews caught cherry picking there. Defense snatches the ball away from a Bluefield attack again. Good smack of the ball from Maddie Stokes. Clearance sends it into the Bluefield attacking half. Now a throw in for the Rams. 9:39 left to go. Long run. Has no help. And Chelsea Ford pokes her right foot in there and punches that ball into the bleachers.
Chelsea Ford is having an amazing game, tracking back these fours, and St. Andrews is constant with these long balls that they're giving. This is Chelsea's first game back after 2 games out with a concussion. She's definitely been working in practice, and you see the improvement she's been giving.
Another throw in for St. Andrews. Tatiana Kenzulak almost had the go-ahead goal. Stolen away, Camaro Cook telegraphing that throw in. Once again, Maddie Castro tangling up in the middle. This could possibly be a yellow card, and it will be. It's a grand throwing down Camaro Cook. And Michael Callahan wants a red card there.
I mean, to me, it was a retaliation foul of the girl. She definitely retaliated to an extent where a card would have been given. I think if she would have played through, Camaro Cook would have got the foul called on her by snagging of the jersey.
So that's going to go on Maddie Castro. Free kick for Bluefield. Ford will take it. Trying to find McMahon on the pass. Instead, right back into the possession of the Knights. 7.5 minutes before we call a break here on halftime. Cross midfield again. Here comes St. Andrews. Good pass up from Griggs. Poked wide. Now it'll be a throw-in. Stokes. Now here's Griggs. Madison Stokes given that rare task of really playing the entire field for Bluefield. She's expected to score and she's expected to defend well. But now Dean with an open look at goal. Cuts. Lost the ball, back up. Divvies the ball out wide. Kenzulak, left footer, just wide. And the Rams can take a step back because that was almost the first goal of the year and the first goal of the match. Where it was in that corner, Cynthia, there was nothing that Schweers could have done about it.
Oh no, the girl, she tried to place it upper left 90 with nothing Schweers can do with a 1v1 against the goal. The girl's a really talented girl. She's been getting in most of the plays for St. Andrews. We really got to watch out for her.
Maddie Castro. Cross. Can't find the head. Dean still trying to fight for it. It's loose. Flag is up. And a whistle will blow. And a free kick for Bluefield. That's going to be a foul on St. Andrews. But what a pass for Castro. Dean missed the head. And then in the subsequent play, St. Andrews still couldn't follow the ball through.
Farah definitely gained some confidence trying to come outside the box. She got the foul called on her. Refs always protect the goalies more than any other player, which is lucky for Farah. She's going through some injuries as herself, but she's a girl that fights through anything. And I've seen her done it last year with her ankle and this year with her back. She's definitely not going to get off the field easily.
Now throw in for the Rams. 5 minutes flat left to go before halftime. Throw-in stays with Bluefield. Back to Stokes. Spreading the ball out, but dangerously close to goal. Ford corrals it. All of her might into the ball, but she still can't pass it to Thrasher. .425 on the clock. Another whistle, and looks like this will be a free kick. Still for St. Andrews. Long ball headed away. Ford got into the way of that free kick. Here comes Cook. She has no help. Stays patient. Right back to her. Here comes Caitlin Amos. More speed, more physicality. Dean tries to get past Ford. Loose ball and saved by Schweers, knocking it awry. And a corner kick ensues for the Knights.
Right now, with less than 3:30 left to go in the game, Bluefield really needs to keep their game compact, get more numbers on defense, go for long balls. See St. Andrews on their toes, like he said, asleep, like they wanted to earlier. Right now, St. Andrews pushing hard. We need all the numbers we can get back.
Now the clock has ticked down to 3:15 left to go in the first half. Maddie Castro had that yellow card. Zulak couldn't kick it. Madison Stokes battling with Dean. Rams win that defensive matchup. But it'll be a throw-in for St. Andrews. 2:42 left before half. Another chance for the Knights. Castro. Right footer. Way over the post. And a goal kick coming up for Bluefield. All kinds of shots, Cynthia, for St. Andrews.
I mean, luckily St. Andrews' shots have been low quality of shots for a forward they really have to make huge saves on. Many of the shots that were on target went straight to her, luckily. Bluefield's really catching a break right now. We have to keep our possession and keep our form in the back line. We're kind of losing it as fatigue is starting to hit.
Doesn't help when you have fatigue and you're also playing two players down. Rams on a break again. All those breaks, few and far between because they are just so short in length. St. Andrews using their numbers effectively. Here's Taylor Bryant. Slipped up as she kicked it over the touchline. Throw in St. Andrews. Minute and a half left before halftime. Throw in for Bluefield. 1 minute flat left to go. Now 38 seconds. Can St. Andrews rattle off a buzzer beater here? Carving through the Bluefield defense. Dean gets it back. Down to 25 seconds now. Once again, Dean. Her and Bryant tangled up. It'll be a throw, or rather a free kick. St. Andrews has to hurry up if they want this to count. 15 seconds now. They've taken a couple of good free kicks. Long rip and wide right. So that will be it for the first half. Both teams still looking for their first goal of the season as well as their first win. When we come back, the second half here from East River as St. Andrews and Bluefield College square off.
not last game, but the game before that, he couldn't play his job. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, he punched him like when he was on the really? Side. Yeah, he punched him in the face. And then he also has one other dude from like John Wayne. White guy? Yeah, white guy. Yeah. What position is Stars? He plays nose. Okay, he just broke his finger. Like his fingers are still up. Really? He broke his finger. That's my age, right? Oh. He's like 24 or something. Really? I think over like 24. I know he plays both. I haven't seen him live. Like, really? Live is like really level. His fingers are crazy. And they kind of like wrap it up. He was crazy. Really? Why y'all didn't fight together so much? I just got Rawhide. Like they're like a really physical team. Yeah. They got the good people heads. Like the way their offense is set up, like they don't really block. They tackle you. Yeah. They actually tackle you. That's how they block. Like they just set height, and linemen are literally going and wrapping you up and putting you down. Yeah. And the rest is like they just let it happen. So of course you're gonna fight. They don't let it happen. You just get hit by it. Yeah, the first guy was hitting all of them. He was touching everybody like crazy. Nine. They had like 9 different guys to run the ball, and like not one of them was that much better than the other. No, like their leading rusher wasn't even there. What number? I thought it was number 3, right? Well, at least on the roster it was number 6. Number 3. Oh yeah, number 6 was yeah. I know number 3 was the one where he was good. They got 2 touchdowns. Yeah. And he was beat up, man. 26, 26, 33. No, 34. I mean, yeah, 32, 34 and 33. 32. You like Coach Cathy? You like Coach Cathy? Yeah, I like
back for the second half here at East River Soccer Complex between the Bluefield College Rams and the St. Andrews Knights. Bailey Engel and Cynthia Brown. We're glad to have you here. And Cynthia, for Bluefield, still looking for their first goal of the season as well as their first win. What do you expect for them to do in the second half?
Try to come out more controlled. Instead of knocking the ball up top and hoping for the best, actually move the ball up top from side to side and keep switching the point of attack. Keep the ball out wide. That's the only reason how we're going to have space. Their midfield is really compact.
Ken Zulek looking for this long ball. Schweers races up and slides into it. And that's what we saw for most of the end of the first half, Cynthia. St. Andrews controlled their chances.
St. Andrews is really getting in through our midfield right now. I understand we only have one midfielder in there, and that's a high five to her for actually going in there by herself. There's a lot of running on her. But as our outside mids, we really have to pinch in and help her out in a sense. Their outside backs really aren't a lot of threat to us like their center mids are. So we just got to play smart with our numbers that we do have. Another Bluefield throw-in. This is closer to the goal, so we can hope for the best here with Maddie Thrasher inside the box.
Now Madison Stokes trying to throw it in. Thrasher over her head. Popped up. And it will be a corner kick for Bluefield. Rams haven't had many of these set pieces, Cynthia.
And this is promising, especially with Chelsea Ford in the box. This is a dominant size player that can really get a goal for us here if it's a good service.
Long pass. Ford can't find it. Steps to Gardner. So now it'll be a chance for St. Andrews to control possession once more. They had more shots than Bluefield had in that first half. 11 shots for St. Andrews and only 1 for Bluefield. 6 of them for the Knights on goal. Well, Abby Key on that attack. Rams just, they can't find anybody to pass to. Will the flag come up? St. Andrews still on their attack and just a dead shot bouncing straight to the goalkeeper in Schweers. Right off of the foot of Kennedy Mayo, who has rattled off a few shots. That'll be her third of the match. Now Ford. And a throw-in.
As an outside back there, you really have to work that line and give them their best angle to pass you the ball. Being too far up can really result in passing the ball out.
Ford, a good tackle there. Again, Zulek. Dean. Or rather, a new player in. That's Majesty Robinson. It rolls up. That'll be a goal kick for Bluefield. Throw in Rams. 41 minutes left to go before this game ends in regulation. Rams 0-12, as well as 0-6 in the conference. St. Andrews, because of the hurricane, have not played as many matches, but they are 0-6 with an 0-5 AAC record. Neither team has scored a goal this year. Brandon Standridge, the head coach of St. Andrews, now in his second season.
Bluefield's really going to have to try to find feet here and even find Abby Hurst on the outside.
Now Bryant goes back. Chelsea Ford boots it towards midfield. And that's what the majority of the game has been like. The Rams just waiting back on some of these chances from St. Andrews. Ford comes in and has to kick the ball as far as she can. And then St. Andrews gets the ball right back after a short Bluefield offensive development. So now a goal kick for St. Andrews. Liz Gardner hasn't had to do much. As a matter of fact, in that first few minutes of the second half, it's really the only time we've had to call her name. Now a goal kick. Now Ford. Throw in for St. Andrews. And Zulek. Kenji gets past Key. Maddie Castro, one of the faster players on the pitch. Nutmeg move. Castro. Long chance, bounces wide. I think St. Andrews was a bit impatient there. They had the numbers like they always do, and Maddie Castro just tried to launch it from 20 yards out. Throw in straight to Castro. Another good ball, but right in the way. It's Camaro Cook.
St. Andrews on another attack. She has
Hey.
numbers in the box.
Randy Dean, a good through ball. And Schweer slides up. I have to hand it to Farrah Schweer, Cynthia. She has made this a match for Bluefield. Without her pretty consistent play, this could be a St. Andrews lead.
Definitely, especially with her just, it's definitely a far reach for a St. Andrews player. But definitely with her just improving in the box, with her knowledge of the game just growing. I can't imagine how she's going to be when she gets back as a defender. Just her knowledge of the game and just seeing it from a different view is really just going to improve her game.
9 minutes elapsed here in the second half. Ken Zulek picks it off. Ken Zulek meanders towards the middle. Castro popped up. Wide right. Not the best shot, Maddie Castro. A certain theme for St. Andrews. She just has to wait on it. That'll be a goal kick. Back to Dean. Castro. Rather, that's Dean. Castro waits on a pass. Now here she is. Splits defenders. Will she take another long rip? She does. Off of Schweers in the net. And it's the first goal of the season for St. Andrews, 1-0. It's a good shot there.
Definitely a hard rip. She definitely put her force behind that shot. Better than the rest of her shots from a different angle. She had momentum going into that. It's definitely beating 2 Bluefield players outside of the 18. Unfortunate on Farah for hitting her back foot.
Yeah, ping-ponged off of that top post. Right off of the back of Schweers and rolled into the back of the net. And the Rams trying to equalize, though. St. Andrews finally finding their first goal of the year.
Bluefield definitely moving numbers up with only 3 in the back right now.
Corner kick for the Rams. Or rather, now a goal kick. That ball went off of Thrasher. "33 minutes, 43 seconds left for the Rams to try to equalize or take the lead. Laying 2 players down for most of the year. They've had to forfeit their last 5 matches. And it's not going to get any easier after Maddie Castro booted that ball off the top of the post, rolling off of the back of the goalkeeper for Bluefield and Fair Schweers. Amos battling with Key. Key, a first-year player for Bluefield. She wins a throw-in.
Key is a player that's going to give everything she can at that outside back position. She's a very feisty player and definitely a player that's always willing to learn and willing to listen. Bluefield definitely changed their formation to a 3-3-2.
The Rams with only 2 forwards. Here's Dean, cutting wide. Nowhere to pass to. Key has to kick it away, a throw-in for St. Andrews. 31 minutes, 36 seconds left to go. Maddie Castro has the lone goal. Passes back. Here's Graham. And Zulek, open look, right footer, and it just curves wide of the net. Castro, long range shot. Karam's right over to Brandy Dean. Good ball. Zulek gets past Cook. Oh, the Bluefield defender ranges back. It'll be another throw-in for St. Andrews, though. Clock ticking down to 30-13. More and more wind starting to flow in. Rams men going on right after this here at East River. So a doubleheader, if you will, of Bluefield College soccer action. And Zulek, pretty crafty with the left foot, it rolls straight to the keeper for Bluefield. Still 1-0, 29:49 left to go. Ford able to pop the through ball loose. Now to be a corner kick. It was a pass intended for Kennedy Mayo. Another corner for St. Andrews. They have dominated possession from the latter half of the first half. And these first 16 minutes we've seen in the second half. Scoring a goal off of the foot of Matty Castro. Now the corner. Off the top. Post and now a goal kick. Rolling down to 28-45.
Mike's going past half. Great work by St. Andrews defenders just to knock the ball through Matty Thrasher.
Mayo bouncing over to Chelsea Ford. Clearance doesn't work as Dean is able to range back and get it. Right towards midfield. Castro gets past Matty Stokes. St. Andrews with numbers. Castro. Well, she slipped up on the shot as it rolls straight on the line to Schweers again. Dean, open room, passes, Ken Zulek just off of the foot in the wrong way. Honestly, Cynthia, with how many shots St. Andrews has taken here in the second half, it should be higher than 1-0.
I mean, definitely higher than 1-0, and that was great work by the left back just to pick out one of their many open players that they had in the box. Unfortunate for us that they haven't been able to get quality shots on goal to really test Farah and her ability.
Rams certainly haven't tested Liz Garner. Genzulek. Ford sliding to pop the ball away. Robinson fights it out of bounds, and now a throw-in for St. Andrews. 26-28 on the clock. Knights looking for their first win of the season, as are the Rams. Good clearance by Stokes. Boy, that mud just chunking up and flying up everywhere. Robinson passes over to Dean. Everybody's slipping and falling. Another shot blocked by Camaro Cook. Cook fights it away. Here comes Bluefield. Just like that, Matty Castro finds her way in front of the Bluefield attack. And Delaney Graham. Everybody slipping up in midfield. Flag coming up. Still no whistle. Will there be a whistle? Yes, after the ball goes through the net. So the goal does not count for Kennedy Mayo. The score stays 1-0 with 26.5 minutes left to go. Bailey Engel and Cynthia Brown on an overcast day here at East River Soccer Complex. We are happy to have you with us. Hard-fought match for the Rams. Here's Kenzulek. Through ball to Mayo. She's onside this time. Left footer. Saved by Schweers. That might be the save of the match, but here comes a corner kick for the Knights.
This is a great, beautiful save by Farah. Just to not let her get that near post like she wanted. Chelsea Ford covered the back post for her with the slide. I mean, you got to give it to Bluefield's back line with having 3 in the back right now and only allowing 1 goal. Personally, it's phenomenal. Like, you don't see that with 11 numbers on the field. With only 9.
And that was a good shot for St. Andrews. We haven't said that about every shot they have ripped off, but that was one of the better ones. And you were talking about having to test Farah Schweers, and that's really the first time St. Andrews has had to do that.
Yeah, definitely. That was a well-contested, strong shot that they had on net right there for Farah.
Here's Dean, ping-ponging around again. And after the pinballed soccer ball rolls loose, St. Andrews finds it after the clearance. Caitlin Amos. Nobody there. And a goal kick. Dean slips over to Robinson. Now she's on her knees. Boy, this pitch is just not in the best condition, that's for sure, as a foul will be called on St. Andrews. Everybody slipping up, and it gets downright dangerous.
I mean, quite dangerous just walking across the field and warming up far in goal earlier. I was slipping up in cleats. It's bad, especially in the goal box. If you can see, it's a lot of rocks and sand for far in there. She comes up with scratches and bruises every game.
And that's why the head men's coach, Justin Morton, wanted to expand upon the idea of maybe playing this one 30 minutes away in Beckley, West Virginia. Rams with a player down.
Gracia down on the pitch. She goes through a lot of knee injuries, but, I mean, she's a fighter just like all of our players. You're going to see her continue to play on the pitch, just not try to let her team down.
Rams have it back. Here's Ford. "23 minutes left to go. Have the men's match for you right after this. We haven't seen them warm up yet. St. Andrews men's team has been there the entire time, but we have not seen the men's team. And it looks like they might be on the far field.
St. Andrews definitely making Bluefield a run now, trying to play the pitch out wide, having Abby Key work.
Yeah, Amos showing speed, looking for someone on the other end of this cross. The header, and it bounces just to the right of the far post.
I mean, got to commend St. Andrews on their build-up of that play. That's a left back making that run to the corner flag of Bluefield.
Nothing but St. Andrews shots early on. Key slips it past Dean. Meandering her way down the near side. Good nutmeg move. And just like that, no one's there on the pass. The communication just not there at all. That was Cheyenne McMahon. It passed it right back to Key, and she just was not there at all. Good fight down the line. Amos for St. Andrews. Ford boots it out, a throw-in with 21 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this match. 1-0 after Maddie Castro scored the first goal of the year for the St. Andrews Knights. Thrown by Amos. Kenzulek. Pressured out by Taylor Bryant. Schweers catches it on the bounce. Another chance for St. Andrews, coming up with nothing. 21 minutes flat. Whistle and a foul on Bluefield. We see Almondo's pushing a player down for the Knights. Now a free kick. St. Andrews has taken a couple of pretty set pieces. Only goal of the match, though, scoring off of a chance developed and executed by Maddie Castro. Graham rolls it back. Kicked wide, a throw in for St. Andrews. So as the wind picks up, 20 minutes left to go. Another long corner, or rather a long through ball. Key makes a play inside of the box. What's going to happen here, Cynthia?
I believe it's going to be a penalty kick.
So Key bumping inside of Dean in the box, and now a penalty kick for St. Andrews. 19:35 left to go. Clock still ticking.
Those are calls that are hard for defenders because, I mean, you try to put your body out there just to stop the ball, and a little slip-up could be a handball.
So a free kick, or rather a penalty kick coming up. Clock still rolling at 19:20. Castro, high of the post. And Maddie Castro has the lone goal in this match. That wasn't the prettiest looking PK at all.
Okay. I mean, it seemed to me that Maddie Castro just slipped up while she took that kick. She had a beautiful goal, a shot on goal from 20 yards out to have the lone goal of this session. I mean, it's a blessing for Bluefield to not have anyone.
Key wrestling with Caitlin Amos. I was getting chippy here. Fatigue building. You're playing in a mud pit. Everybody's slipping up. Imagine that some people are going to get kind of tangled up. Free kick straight to Kenzulik. Back to Amos. Battling with Key again. Bumped down. Amos snatches the ball back. 18 minutes left to go. Stolen away, Maddie Stokes. Can this be the chance Bluefield wants? Finally getting past midfield. Still loose. Maddie Stokes on a race to the ball. She needs help. Down the line. Maddie Stokes. Her pass can't find anybody. Taylor Bryant. Wide right. The lone rip of the game for Bluefield. And unfortunately for the Rams, it's nowhere close.
I mean, that's great work by Maddie Stokes. I mean, that's all heart right there at the end of the game. Pushing through 3 defenders just to get a cross off on goal. I mean, as a Bluefield, you have to work to make yourself available in the box when you only have few numbers.
Yeah, Madison Stokes, because of Bluefield playing with players down, she has to play not only a defender but the forward. So she got that ball in the attacking third for St. Andrews, took it all the way to the other back line. And the Rams still couldn't try to equalize the game. Brandy Dean, 16:45 left to go. Rather, that's Robinson. Dean streaking down the middle. Merrow Cook fighting the ball back. What a play on the Bluefield back line. 16.5 minutes left to go, and a throw-in goes to Bluefield. Here's Stokes. This is what we saw her do the last time, just kicked it further up and then raced to the ball, but this time it rolls over the line, and a throw in for St. Andrews.
Maddie Thrasher in the foot race with St. Andrews left back. That's great pressure by Maddie Thrasher on the outside to get a Bluefield throw in.
Rams starting to believe here. Under 16 minutes to play. That shot from Taylor Bryant was the first of the second half for Bluefield. Just like that, a throw in for the Knights, but the Rams at least have it in the attacking half of the field. They haven't been able to do that the entire second half.
Seeming as if he gave a yellow card out, but I didn't see a player receiving one.
So is that going to go on Bluefield? McMahon was in the area. Now Chelsea Ford, what a clearance. Rams have to try to catch up to this ball. Can they do it? Booted away, a throw in for Bluefield. 14 minutes and 34 seconds left to go. Rams have yet to score a goal this season. Long throw in, finally in the box. Bryant can't find it. Here's Ken Zulek. Lofted pass. Bryant wins it. Here's Key. Throw in for Bluefield. Rams have under 14 minutes to try to equalize. Good throw in. Thrasher slides, slips up, and it will be a goal kick. Still, though, for Bluefield, we're seeing, even though they're playing down, they are starting to control the ball at midfield.
I mean, I think that goes with the switch that Coach had, putting Maddie Stokes inside the midfield. It might be a one player, but she plays as if she's three. She goes from outside back to center mid to up top. She's definitely a workhorse for Bluefield. She's going to play her heart out and go all around the field.
Rams starting out every match 2 down. Another good kick. Nobody's there. And on a pass like that, that's really where you need 2 more players on the field. It'll be a throw in for St. Andrews.
Bluefield really trying to lock them in on their defensive half.
Mayo trying to range the ball. Dean. Physicality on the near side. Popped away, the flag pointing towards the goal kick. Clock now rolling down to 12:17. Throw in for Bluefield. Michael Callahan getting pretty excited now for the Rams. Can they find a chance? Little over 10 minutes left to go. Long cross over the head of Thrasher, and Garner steps up on a bounce there. Fatigue building for the Rams. They've had just 1 shot in the second half, 2 shots on goal the entire game. St. Andrews with 21 and 10 shots on goal.
Handball on St. Andrew.
Now a handball, that could certainly help the Rams develop a chance here. Clock down to 11:10.
Definitely Chelsea's forward has a great boot that she can get one in the box. Hopefully Maddie Thrasher and Maddie Stokes can get on the end of it.
So a free kick for Bluefield. This is the closest free kick they have taken to goal all day, and it's almost at midfield. Long chance for Ford. Bounces to Garner and just rolls wide left. 10.5 minutes left to go. Rams keeping the press on. Down 1-0. Maddie Castro scoring the goal earlier here in the second half. But can the Rams equalize? Comes a throw in for Bluefield. St. Andrews playing on their back heels. As the whistle blows, it'll be a free kick for the Knights.
I mean, to me, St. Andrews is really feeling the pressure now as Bluefield is stepping up into their defensive half, just trying to slam numbers that they can inside the box.
Rams 0-12, 0-6 on the year. They have yet to score a goal. Underdogs in every match playing 2 players down. St. Andrews playing at full strength, but Bluefield showing they might be evenly matched here as a throw-in, or rather a free kick will go for St. Andrews. Confusion here, trying to figure out where this ball will go. And it'll be a throw-in, rather. 9 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the match. St. Andrews leading by 1. Here's Maddie Castro. Flag coming up. Dean is offside. And they still have let them play as Abigail Key kicks it out. But it'll be a free kick anyway.
I mean, as a ref there, that's frustrating as defenders to actually keep playing through plays. I mean, as soon as a through ball goes through, a ref's supposed to look up at their sideline ref just to see if the play can continue.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Dean was offside all the way. As soon as she got the call, the flag came up. There was no doubt about it, but the whistle blew after she took a shot. 8.5 minutes left to go. Rams down by 1. St. Andrews eyeing their first win of the season. They would improve to 1-6 and 1-5 in the conference. Maddie Stokes. Boy, her and Maddie Castro battling at midfield. Here's Castro. Another through ball. And Zulek popped in the air by Schweers, a save.
And that's a good shot from their center forward to have from 30 yards out.
Still another good shot. You have to think maybe she's a bit patient there. They might get a better looking one, but Dean was offside and she was the only other option. Meanwhile, here come the Rams. A whistle and a foul. A free kick for Bluefield. Madison Stokes tangled up with Maddie Castro. It'll be a free kick for the Rams with 7.5 minutes left to go before this one is over.
I mean, here I'm looking for Chelsea Ford just to honestly knock this ball on goal. She has the range to do it. I mean, what is it going to hurt to have another shot on goal for Bluefield? We haven't tested their keeper to know if she has hands or not. So, I mean, it's going to be an opportunity for Chelsea.
Long one from Chelsea Ford. Over 30 yards out. Will she try to knock this in on a free kick? Ford. She'll shoot. Popped over the net. Garner made the save, and it's a corner kick.
I mean, I'll take it. You made the goalie actually make work this game. Chelsea Ford, that was a great hit. I mean, any more left that could go, that's in the back of the net.
Rams trying to hurry here. Under 7 minutes left. Now the corner. Loose. Still live, and it will be a goal kick. What a great-looking free kick, though, taken by Chelsea Ford.
I mean, that's beautiful. I've seen her take them in practice, and she can really knock a ball. She's a true center mid, so with that being said, she can definitely hit one from far out. I would love to see her do it more.
Now a goal kick. Instead taken by the St. Andrews defender. Clock is rolled down to 6:08. Rams find themselves with possession again. Now to Bryant. Divvies it wide. Almondo.
That's a great one-touch pass by Taylor Bryant just to try to switch the point of attack. We got to be there for that one.
the past 10 minutes or so, the Rams have kept the fight alive against St. Andrews. After nearly those first, I want to say, 2/3 of this match controlled by the Knights. Well, the men's team starting to warm up. They got the match right after this. Throw in for Bluefield. Still loose. Matty Castro wins it back for St. Andrews. He's got all the speed and now numbers for St. Andrews. Will she pass it? No, losing the ball. What a defensive stance by Gabby Key, or rather Abby Key.
That's a great 1v1 match with Abby Key. She's always impresses me the way she can just stick her body in there without being scared at all.
Throw in for Bluefield. 4:47 left to go in the match. And if the Rams are able to score here, Abby Key's defensive play there might have saved the match, because if she gets past her, that's a 3-on-1 matchup. Right, sliding in with Mayo. It'll be a throw in for Bluefield. 4.5 minutes.
Definitely feeling the urgency that Bluefield's having right now.
Ford bullets one. McMahon can't keep it, and it goes right back into the possession of St. Andrews. Urgency building for Bluefield. Here's Garner. Four minutes left. Three minutes, 40 seconds. Here comes McMahon. Another break for St. Andrews. Could this be the dagger? Mayo, 1-on-1. Tripped up in the box. No doubt that's a foul there, and another PK coming up for St. Andrews.
As a defender, that might sound bad, but I'd rather her foul her maybe 2 feet before the play.
Callahan voicing his displeasure with that call on the far sideline. So Key with a yellow card. 2 minutes, 50 seconds, and the Rams, if they want a chance here, will need her to miss this. We saw Castro take the other. Here's Mayo. This could be the dagger if it gets past Schweers. Mayo shoots. It's saved by Schweers. Rams still alive here with 2.5 minutes left to go. Flag came up, though.
Seems to me the ref seen that Farr was a little bit off her line before the kick was taken. It might have to be retaken.
So what a call this is as the clock continues to roll. It should stop. Now it's down to 2:13. Oh, the Rams thought they had it. Another penalty kick, and all this did, Cynthia, just rolled down the clock even more.
I mean, yeah, it was a great save by Farr. You definitely want to make yourself bigger. So as soon as she does take it, you want to take that step up off the line.
Another chance for Mayo, and the dagger is netted by St. Andrews. 2-0 they score on a penalty kick. And after the flag came up for the retry, it's 2-0 in favor of the Knights.
I mean, that's just unfortunate for Farr right there. And Abigail Key, that's great work just to get in position. Personally, I didn't think that was a foul. I think that's a great slide, and she hit all ball in that tackle.
Here come the Rams. Almondos. So the yellow card for Key ensues that deciding goal. Can the Rams try to cut this lead in half? Tiptoeing through the defense. Another development. Into the box. Castro slides to keep it alive. Dean boots her foot right into Farah Schweers with 40 seconds left. Schweers is hurt. She's got to get back up. Still slipping up, and we got another match to play on this pitch. It's going to be an ugly one. Schweers just kicks it out. 24 seconds left to go. Still 2-0. They never even changed the scoreboard. And the clock never stopped either.
I mean, this was a well-fought match for
Right.
Bluefield. Just a push at the end. It really impressed me. I'm really proud of the girls and how they fought in this game.
Rams made it interesting, but they come up short. St. Andrews scoring their first 2 goals of the season, and the St. Andrews Knights get their first win of the year, now going 1-6 and 1-5 in the AAC. So we're going to be right back with the men's match here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. But for now, reminding you the final score from the women's side. St. Andrews gets the win, 2-0.